Hello, I'm Monica Price and welcome to Cuppa TV. On today's show we talk to the first ever transgender model in the UK, Tiffany-Rose Davies, already in our press and competing in Miss Transgender UK right here in Birmingham. She shares her story with us today. Welcome Tiffany-Rose, who was born a male but has lived as a female since the age of 13 and wants to bring more awareness and tolerance for transgender people. Tiffany, welcome. Welcome to Cuppa TV.
Hiya.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
So Tiffany, you've got a story already. You're already hitting the press at the moment.
I know, madness.
But let's go back right at the very beginning, Tiffany. So how did it all begin for you?
Well, I was so young. All I remember as a child, I just never really felt like a male. From the age of probably 6, I was like, this isn't right. I don't feel like a male. So kind of just grew up living as a girl, really. I didn't really decide to be a girl. I didn't actually say, you know what, I need to be female. Just kind of, rolled into one, really.
So it wasn't like a conscious decision at a certain age, oh, I'm going to be a girl
yeah, like
today.
you kind of know. You kind of like, I don't want to be a male. Like you kind of, it's like more when I started puberty. I was like, this isn't right. Like, you know.
And was there any one thing that sort of made you think at the age of 13? Because the age of 13, that's when you started to live as a female.
Yeah, when I was at school and I used to see the girls with makeup on, and you know when girls start dressing pretty, and I was like, I don't want to be just in, you know,
Jeans in a t-shirt, yes.
So I started secretly like putting a bit of mascara and eyeliner, and I tried to, you know, work it with being a goth, you know, like I'm trying to get away with it, but people kind of knew no. So yeah, I kind of knew.
And when you were putting on your makeup and things, what were your peers, you know, your friends at the time? What did they think about it?
I only had a couple of friends. School was really hard. People just thought I was weird because I lived in Essex as a child, so it was different from Birmingham. So people were just like, why are you wearing makeup? Like, you're a boy. But I was so stubborn. I knew what I wanted, and I just I've never really listened to anybody anyway, but I kind of persistent. I was quite persistent on doing it.
And so you were born in Birmingham, so you're a Birmingham girl, aren't you? And then you went to school in Essex, and then did you spend your childhood, is that where you spent your childhood?
I spent half of my childhood in Essex, and then I moved back my last year of year 11 here. So I went by Beacon. So yeah, so kind of half and half, so.
And when you as a young girl, I mean, because everyone struggles with their puberty and hormones anyway at that age, was it really particularly difficult for you at that age? Because that must have been quite a...
I was really confused, but as a child I didn't know much about being trans. It didn't really, people didn't really speak about it, or...
Wasn't a word,
It wasn't a word.
Possibly.
I wasn't a word of mouth, like people didn't know that's what a transsexual is. So for me, I felt like I was gay at first, and I was very confused for... It was a very short period of time that I felt gay. And I started researching, and I found out that it's called gender dysphoria. So that's when I started speaking to my family and told my mum at about 15 that this isn't right. You know, I'm not into men. I feel like I'm straight, but I'm in the wrong body. And I was very clued up from a young age, you know.
And were your family supportive?
Yeah, they are supportive. They kind of... When I first came out as trans, as in I said I don't feel like a male, they were more concerned about how people are going to see me, and my mum's protective now, but she's just, as a mother, she was like, I don't want you to get more ridiculed and bullied. So, but yeah, my family are very supportive on a lot of things that I've done and being a trans, but it's hard for them because it's like, you know, when I changed my name was the hardest because they were like, we're so used to calling you my male name, which was Niall. So calling me Tiffany was a bit like...
Difficult.
It was hard to roll off the tongue. But obviously now my mum calls me Tiff and stuff, but just about.
Yes.
There are days where she'll slip up and like,
yes,
you know, but they're very supportive.
And when you were at school, I mean, were you bullied at school,
Yeah,
Tiffany?
it was so hard.
Yes.
I look back and I think I don't know how I even went into school, because I look back and I think, you know, since I've started hormones, I've been really hormonal and emotional. So thank God I didn't take hormones back then, so it would have broken me. Like, you know, so people just used to spit and push and, you know, are trying to attack me. And I think they just didn't, as children, you just don't understand.
I was going to say, was that just a lack of understanding?
Yeah.
Do you think?
And the teachers weren't very helpful either, to be honest. They didn't really help at all. I got picked on by teachers, and especially my tutors. She used to drag me into the office and give me some wipes and say, take it off, and you're a man, you're a young man, you need to act like a young man. You know, it was hard.
So they didn't really empathise or
no, they didn't
sympathise with your situation?
They just didn't want me to. It felt like people were stopping me from being, and I just was stubborn. And I started skipping school. I didn't really have a great childhood as at school, but my mum is very supportive. My mum's quite a strong woman, so she kind of had my back, but no, I would never go back to school again.
And what about friends? Did you have any friends, a particular friend that helped you during that time?
I had like a few friends, but
it was a difficult time,
yeah,
obviously. Yeah.
I was more of a loner, I'm not going to lie. I don't want sympathy or anything, because I look back and I'm like, you know, it's fine, because now I'm very independent and I don't really need people to, you know, but as a transgender child, it's kind of the message I want to get out there is, thank God now that there's people like me and other people that they can look up to, and there's support groups and there's charities, and it's becoming a kind of the norm, fingers crossed. So, but no, as a child, I didn't have like me or
any support,
or like now there's chat rooms and you can get help and advice, and there's TV actors who are trans, and it's becoming more accepted.
Do you think so? Your experience as a child, do you think that's actually made you stronger?
Yeah,
Tiffany?
It's made me really stubborn and strong-minded. If I want something and I want to achieve something, I will do it. And I'm thick-skinned. Like, I get criticised constantly, even now, and it's just like, I've probably heard the insult about 1,000,000 times, and I've learnt from a younger age that everyone's always going to dislike you, but it should make you... I've become like, not a bitter belly, what's the right word? I'm more... I wouldn't say I'm a bitch.
No, but more aware.
I can't even say that word.
Just you're more aware of perhaps what's going on around you.
Yeah, I'm more like strong-minded,
Yes,
you know, and I know that, you know, sometimes certain things you do in life, people aren't going to agree with it, but if you feel like it's right, then you should do it.
And so presumably that started, as you say, sort of 13.
Yeah.
Then moving through to your 20s, you know, I mean, you're young now. How old are you now, Tiffany?
23
now. So you left school.
I think when I went to college, I started being more female.
Yes.
Because there weren't that strict rules at college.
Are they more accepting?
Yeah.
Is that the right word of you as a person?
Yeah,
there, do you think?
It's just not in school, there's strict rules, isn't there? But at college, you can kind of... I did hairdressing also, so it's a very creative job.
Yes.
So I started dyeing my hair, and I was bleach blonde at one time.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, I was kind of very spontaneous, and I started doing more makeup, getting my nails done, lashes, and I started finding myself, and you know, it was really fun. I just felt like I could be a woman.
And then so at 13, you obviously didn't take any hormones then.
No.
So when did you start taking the hormones?
Believe it or not, I was 20, so it's only 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Because you have to go through intensive therapy.
I was going to say, you can't just go, oh, I'm going on hormones
today. It's not that easy. People think you can...
What's the process?
You have to see your GP, and then he refers you to a psychologist at the gender clinic. And my gender clinic was in Nottingham, which they're lovely. Like, I love going to see my doctor. Then you have like I only had 6 months of therapy. You're supposed to have a year. But because they could see that I lived as a woman so much, they kind of knew straight away. They do blood tests to make sure you're not going crazy, basically.
Really?
You have all types of tests, like bipolar, and they have to make sure that you're absolutely ready, because it's a big adjustment.
How does that make you
hormones.
feel, though, when having all those tests?
It was a relief,
really.
I'm honest with you. Being told that you're on the way to become a woman, I cried. I remember crying and just in happiness of relief that I can finally...
be who you want to be.
And they put you on a 2-year living as a female, which means you live as a female, and they put you on hormones. And ever since then, I've not really looked back, and I've just, I wouldn't say blossomed, but I've blossomed into the woman. If you look at old photos of me, I don't look that great. I didn't know how to do makeup, and I kind of, you know...
But you like all that, I'm assuming. You're putting on the makeup, you know.
Makeup's great,
Yes.
does wonders for me, I tell you.
Yeah.
And it looks so great with no makeup on, and it looks so fresh. People say, oh my God, you look so, like, alive. I'm like, this morning, before hair and makeup, it's just a different story, but makeup's great. And for me, makeup isn't just to hide who I am, it's to enhance and to... People say, well, you don't have to wear makeup to be a woman. I don't do it because I'm a woman. I like to enhance what I've got and gives me a bit of confidence. And it may be shallow, but...
No, I think any woman would say that, Tiffany. We all put makeup on.
I'm into the glam look, I'm not into the drab look. And that's just who I am. A lot of people criticise me for that.
So living as a woman, that means when they say you put on this robe for living, so what does that actually mean?
Living as a woman doesn't mean you have to wear makeup. Because a lot of trans women, I do like to, I'm going to vouch for them. Some of them don't wear makeup, some of them are tomboys and they just are very natural looking and it doesn't make them less of a woman. So it's really fun.
Stay there, Tiffany, because we're going to have to take a quick break, but it's been great chatting to you. So we're just going to take a quick break, but come back and join me in just a minute. Back to Cuppa TV. I'm still here with Tiffany-Rose, who's talking about her story about living as a transgender. So, Tiffany, we spoke just before the break about your life before, when you were just a child, really, and how that affected you, but how it made you stronger as well. And now living and being a transgender. First of all, I want to ask a question, if I may. What does a transgender actually mean?
Okay.
For people who don't understand it.
I know, it's very silly. A lot of people categorise all of us in one box. There's a transvestite, there's a cross-dresser, there's a transsexual and transgender. Transgender initially means somebody who's pre-op, somebody who lives full-time as a woman, who's on hormones, but not yet had the surgery.
Right.
So transsexual means somebody who's had the whole operation, reassignment, and lives as a woman.
Right.
So transgender just basically means pre-op.
Pre-op.
That could be male to female or female to male, sorry.
And that's exactly what you are at the moment.
I'm a transgender, I'm pre-op.
So in the future though, Tiffany, I'm assuming that you're going to want to have operations and become a transsexual. Is that something that you're...
Absolutely.
Yes?
I wouldn't go all through this.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people, I would not go through all of this because a lot of trans people don't have the op, and I'm like, that's your choice, but I just don't get it. Like, you won't go through all the... Hormones are hard work, you know? It makes you... It changes... The hormones do half the job, and I look back and I'm like, things that I go through now with hormones, my body changes physically, like, you know, breast growth and stuff. I look back and think, it's so easy just to get dressed, and now I have to, you know, make sure that, you know, I wear certain clothing. I forgot the question.
Oh, sorry, no, don't worry. So in the future, no, not at all. In the future, you've entered into Miss Transgender UK, which is actually here in Birmingham, is it?
Yes.
It's going to be here in Birmingham.
But the Birmingham Heat's in Birmingham. Obviously, it's national.
Yes, because it goes across the UK.
Yeah, Rachel Bailey, the organiser, made it all. She's the owner. She's an inspiration, honestly. She's like done so much for us girls who are competing. And it's just not just... I don't think it's a beauty pageant as in looks-wise. It goes on your lifestyle and what you do for the community, and it's just to celebrate transgenders. And I will be competing in Birmingham in City Centre in a club in Birmingham.
In Birmingham, that's right. It's in the Loft Lounge,
Loft
I
Lounge,
believe,
yes.
isn't it? Yeah, the Loft
At the
Lounge
balcony,
in Birmingham, balcony,
in the penthouse. So that'll be really fun. I'm very nervous. I haven't sorted things out yet. I'm still kind of so busy, so I'm kind of like had a few dress fittings, but I'm trying to kind of... I don't want to pick anything yet until I'm certain. But
and is it the first one? Is it the first Miss Transgender UK?
I don't think it's the I've been told that it is, as in the official one.
Yes.
There's been small pageants.
There's small pageants, but this one, it looks like this is the biggest one, the official one.
It's going to be a massive... It's going to be on Channel 4, actually.
Fantastic.
We're doing a documentary. It's going to be live. Brilliant. So it's going to... I'm quite nervous about that, having cameras, you know, watching me get ready, and, you know, and it adds more pressure to the whole situation. But it's going to be fun because it's going to bring awareness.
I was just about to say to you, that's something you're quite passionate about,
This pageant is more for me, competing. If I win, it'll be fabulous. I will be like screaming and whoa, but for me, it's to, because I'm in the press as well, it's to bring awareness towards trans people, and especially the documentary that I'm doing, we're going to be speaking about our stories, our transition, but no, it is to bring awareness, and everything that I do, obviously sometimes I'm a bit controversial, but the main goal I have in life is really for the pageant to bring awareness, and we are normal women and we should be treated like women, and we can compete and we can be beautiful, and that's the whole point. So I'm hoping that you can all see support it, and after, when it comes on TV at the end of the year, you'll be like, wow, you know, they're just like us.
Do you think that people are more tolerant, if that's the right word, of transgender people now, Tiffany? Do you think there's still a lot more that can be done, or how do you feel people's reaction to you?
Well, I'm hoping that, after Caitlyn Jenner came out as female, she did
that's been a massive
when
story.
I seen that, my jaw dropped. I don't know about anybody else, but I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And I think she did it in her. I had very strong views on her. I was like, because at first I was like, why is Bruce Jenner not living as a woman? Because she kind of kept it away from the press. But the way she came out and Vanity Fair was just
she was on the cover,
fab.
wasn't she?
I was like,
Fair.
and I understand now. And what I've learned from that also is every transgender has their own journey and own story, and we shouldn't judge, because she's in the media, but she did it in a fabulous way where the whole world knows who she is now, and
as you say, in her own way.
Yeah, in her own way. It's not the way that people want it to be, or my way, or another trans way. And that's what I mean. Not every transgender, is the same, you know. And hopefully, her being who she is will bring awareness, because the Kardashians are massive.
Yes, exactly.
So she should hopefully. I think she's got plans to do events and
all sorts of things, I can imagine.
She did a lot as a male, as for charity, so hopefully, fingers crossed.
And what about for you as a model? You would like to be a glamour model? Well, you actually are. You are a glamour model
some
now, so you do glamour work now. And is that something you'd like to pursue?
Hopefully. I have a few things in the pipeline.
Yes, what sort of things would you like to do in the future, Tiffany?
I have a lot. I do want to kind of conquer a lot, but I'm going to do one thing at a time, because I've been offered quite a few bits and bobs that I'm kind of looking forward to when I get my breast augmentation. Defo would go into glamour work. I've got some stuff coming up in the end of summer, but I want to do more of a brand. I want to be like, how
the Tiffany-Rose brand.
Yes. For women, because I'm a woman. But I mean, like, I want to do stuff like makeup, clothing, but for it to specify more
for the transgender.
Specifically, but still women like yourself who are born female.
Yes.
You can still buy it and wear it and feel like a woman.
But maybe have an empathy because of who you are.
Because a lot of trans people get quite worried to go in shops.
Do they?
And buy stuff. I don't, but a lot of trans women who come out, or trans males, I don't just. I want to vouch for everybody. They kind of go to shops and they get scared to go and buy things that they want because people judge. So I want to bring out a brand where, and have my own little business maybe, who knows.
That's it. And do you think you'll stay in the West Midlands, Tiffany, or do you think you'll go elsewhere?
Well, I have plans.
Yes. Would you like to go anywhere else in US maybe, or across the world?
I've been offered to do a shoot I did Trans Living, which is in America.
Yes, America.
So I did that
When
shoot
did you do that?
Story. I did that about 2 weeks ago, I think. I blooming forgot. And that was really fun that they asked me to. It's a charitable magazine as well, which I was so happy and honoured that they asked me, because they asked like proper well-known trans. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It's really gained momentum though. I mean, your stories really gain momentum, and we've spoken about the Kardashian, and maybe that may have had an effect on people that have living as you are.
I hope so.
In a positive way, I hope. But for you, I mean, you've got such amazing news. You've just been in the press recently, of course. So would you like to tell us about that? For those who haven't heard the news.
I've been dating. It's been kept out of the media, and I've kept it quite private from family and friends because I didn't want to rush into it. But it's kind of got serious for the past 6 months. I've known him for 2 years. And he kind of proposed to me and was like, I want to take it to the next step.
This is a guy from Dubai, isn't it? Yes.
Yes, so his name's Yasser. And he basically was like, I want to marry you. But at first he didn't really know.
Did he know you were a transgender?
We met on Facebook,
right.
which sounds a bit cliche, but he messaged me saying, I'm in the UK, I've heard about you a little bit, and I don't want to sound weird, but I would love to get to know you. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And I just presumed he knew, because a lot of people who added me on Facebook know me from the press. So I was like, and then like, he started asking questions like, oh, I would like to have children with you. And I was thinking, he's not mentioned like adoption or anything. So I don't think he knows that I'm, or he just wasn't educated. I told him he was fine. And
so he's been
at first it was a bit tricky. He kind of was like, well, you know, I'm not really into men. And I had to explain to him, that, like I said, the difference between
transgender, transsexual, just what we've explained here.
Once he met me, he was, you know, a bit like, you're not a man at all, you're perfect. So I was like, okay. And he's proposed, which I still haven't got an engagement ring. Which
he's coming over
back
on again.
He's coming over in 2 weeks to the UK to, you know, he doesn't actually know that I've, you know, kind of put it out there, but he said that he accepts me, and he was like, when you're ready to come, the first flight for you and first class is ready for you, and he just spoils me right. And then at first, I kind of, the money did appear to me, but I think I'm kind of gone from that to actually love him. Like, he's absolutely gorgeous, and he kind of, he's my ideal man, to be honest with you. And it's weird for me to even say that I got proposed to, but I'm still waiting for my ring. So we'll see.
We'll see about the ring.
I need a big diamond.
Well, I mean, that's exciting times. So, I mean, your future, Tiffany,
I don't know where it's
really
going to go
quite
now.
exciting. So you could be going living in Dubai.
I've told him, though, that I still will model, because Dubai is quite a strict country.
Yes, it has.
Towards people like me, but I've been there before, and I'm legally female, so they won't ever know. And obviously, when I'm in that country, I do wear, like, I cover up a little bit, because you have to respect their culture. But people have said to me on social media, oh, you know, you'll be killed and leached and all these crazy, and it's not like that. Like, it's very westernised in Dubai, and as long as you don't shout on the rooftops, I'm a transgender, they're not going to say anything, and they respect you, and he'll protect me, and, you know, but my future I've got so much going on, I just don't know where to start, and I'm excited though, because...
But you're excited for the future though.
It's going to be fun, it's a challenge.
So that's it for today. I'd like to thank Tiffany-Rose for joining me, and thank you for watching. We'd love to hear from you, so please do get in touch, either by email, or you can join us on Facebook or Twitter at Big Centre TV. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.